Greetings and salutations. Decided that I will start my 15 hours of doing my personal practice. So I'm going to work on the angles, but this is the best one that I could get for now so that I can continue with my day. Hope that you hear me. I'm not used to speaking through this, so I'm going to do my best. And this is with, day one. Room for growth. Okay, so I'm going to start in a seated position with my legs crossed. I like to start with a spinal twist to just get me loosened up and warmed up for the morning. So start by putting your left hand on your right knee and twisting behind you. And you want to have a full twist. I'm looking to my rear. And twisting from the spine, making sure your hips are staying forward. Okay. Now take that right hand, pull it to the sky, and we're going to lift towards your left hand side. So we're tilting towards the left hand side, keeping our hips grounded into the mat. If you can, turn your head upwards, look into the sky, breathe through. Okay, let's go to the opposite side. So we're going to take our right hand, left knee, put our left hand to the rear, and we're looking behind us, rotating from the upper waist. Breathe through. Okay, so now we take this left arm. We're going to lean to the right hand side. We can rotate here as well. Any opportunity I get to rotate, I take it. So get those rotations on. And breathe through. Okay. All right. Speaking of rotations now, this is from Kundalini, the yoga class that I wear. We want to take our hands to our shoulders, our foreheads to the front, and our thumbs to the back. And we are just going to quickly rotate from left to right, usually for about a minute. And just breathe through, inhale one side, exhale on the other. If you start to get dizzy or lightheaded, you can just slow down your rotations. Okay, and release. Whew, felt that. All right. Now we want to just, so while we're still in this seated position, go ahead and just lean forward, just to get your first forward fold of the day. And when I'm doing any forward leans, I like to be very mindful of my spine and make sure that I'm hinging at the hips as opposed to just curling. And breathe through. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so now we want to start doing some leg extensions. So you're going to take your left leg. Yes, that's the left one. Keep your right foot folded into your upper thigh. So let your right foot meet your upper thigh. And we are just going to do that similar fold that we just did. Just hinge. Being mindful of your posture and the straightness of your back, that you're not curling, honoring your spine. Sometimes in the morning, of course, you're going to be a little stiffer, a little less flexible, but that's okay. You know, by the end of your practice, you will be loose and limber and ready to go. Okay. And sometimes I might take this stretch just to the side. So. All right. Okay, let's do the opposite leg. Extending that right leg. Left foot to your thigh. And we are just going to hinge. And I can already feel that this is my tighter side. So. Alright, and I'm going to just turn to the side and bend. Something about this rotation that lets me get deeper from the side, but no matter. Honor your body wherever it is. Alright, so we did left, we did right. Let's go to the center just to complete that balance. Like to lift up and just rotate down as far as you can. You see, I have some furniture obtruding my ability to go out, but it's okay because this probably is as far as I should be going. So now we are going to come to our tabletop position on all fours, hands and knees. With your knees right under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. I think it's very important to get a really strong foundation. So what I do is spread my fingers as wide as possible so that my foundation is solid. And we're going to start with cat-cow rolling. So we will start by lifting our head to the sky and dropping our belly to inhale. And then we drop our heads and lift our back to exhale. We'll just do a few rotations of that in our own breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Okay. So I also like to do a shoulder rotation just to keep those shoulders limber. So I'll start with lifting the right hand to the sky and then placing it down, left hand to the sky, down, right hand to the sky, and then we're going to just needle it through under your left hand and drop your shoulder on your ground. The intention is to get the back of your neck on the ground, which is difficult. And if you have it in your practice, you can do a bind. All right, back up. All right, hand to the sky. There we go. Left hand to the sky, and let's thread on the other side. Back of the head to the ground. Bind, or you can put your arm forward. Beautiful. We're coming back to neutral. So I like to put a little fitness in the mix of my yoga practice. So what we're going to do is do some leg extensions. So what we're going to do is extend our right leg, left arm. I think this is called bird dog, and hold. And I like to pulse for 10, so pulse for 10. Okay, now as I start the rotation, feel free to put that left arm down, and we're going to rotate 10 circles inward, 10 circles outward. So start. 9, reverse. Okay, nice. And then we want to just square that back foot up, and we want to pulse for 10. Whew, feel it. Okay, now we're going to do the fire hydrants to the right side for 10. Okay, beautiful. Ooh, I can feel it on that side for sure. Now let's go to the opposite side. We're going to extend our left leg, right arm, and breathe through. Just remember to reconnect with your breath. It's easy to lose your breath when you're doing those types of a more aerobic style workout. So get back to your yoga, back to your breath. Okay, now we're going to pulse up for 10. Okay, we're going to rotate in and out, 10 on each side. So let's go with an inner circle for 10. These are very small circles. And reverse. The movement is so subtle that you probably can't even see the difference in what I'm doing. But I'm doing something different, believe me. Okay. So now we want to do the pulses. I've heard them called donkey kicks. So for 10. Excellent. And now we'll do fire hydrants on the left side for 10 as well. Whew, okay. Now let's just drop for a brief child's pose just to give our body a rest to reset. Into a plank. Keep your body as straight as possible, your hips down. And I like to do opposite knees, opposite legs for 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and we're ready to go to our first downward dog of the day. So just bring your hips up and back. And get your feet as close to the ground as possible. And downward dog can be a resting position as well. So honor your body. And I'm attempting to look at my belly button, keeping my abs tight, my shoulders dropped and relaxed, making sure I can move my head, paddle my feet. Okay, so we're gonna go into a lunge series. So you're gonna start by lifting that right leg to the sky. Right leg to the sky. Bring it forward for a high lunge. Starting on a balance in the morning. So high lunge, and we're going through this quickly. We're gonna hold for 3, long 3. Full inhale, full exhale. And now we'll do a bend towards the front of the room for 3. rotation. So we'll put your hands in prayer mode, and we're just going to rotate that left that left elbow to the right knee for 3. Okay, and bring your left hand to the ground, keeping that rotation. Right hand to the sky. Okay, working hard. We earned a little break, so drop that back knee and extend your lunge to the front as far as you can. I like to bring both of my hands on the inside of my foot in a version of lizard pose. Okay, from here we want to just transition into half splits. So get that full cycle of bending on the inside and outside, honoring our joints. Okay, beautiful. So now what we can do is just step that left foot back, or forward, excuse me, step the left foot forward. And going into our first forward fold of the day. Holding. Hinging at the hips as always. Honoring your spine. And we will just simply roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. And your head is the last thing that touches the sky. Okay, hands to the sky, and we're going to swan dive down. And then we are going to bring our right leg back so that our left leg is forward. So we can do that wonderful phrase of movement on the other side. So we're going to start, and we are in high lunge. So then we're going to lean forward towards the front of the room, stand in that lunge. Inhale, exhale. Okay, hands to prayer mode, and rotate, right arm, left knee. Put that right hand on the ground. Much needed. Making the adjustments. Left hand to the sky. Okay. Now left hand down. We're going to put our right knee down, and we are making our way to half splits on the left side. And this is my extension that I usually take, but you have the option to continue all the way down, or to be closer to your shin, or to just be up if you need to. All right. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this left leg back, and we are going to go into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're going to roll into plank, and we will drop into our first chaturanga of the day. Chaturanga is a great strength building exercise. That's why I need to do a lot more. Okay, from chaturanga, we go to upward facing dog, hold, breathe in. And back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. And here we can hold it again. Okay, so now we are going to go into a warrior series. All right. Start by putting your right hand to the sky, not hand, but right foot to the sky. Keeping your hips square, facing the ground. And bring that foot through between your hands. Dropping your back foot so that the arch is aligned with your front heel. And we are in Warrior One. So Warrior Two, you square the hips forward, extend your arms. Feel free to check behind you to make sure you can see them both straight and aligned like two arrows. Warrior Two. Now we're gonna go into a reverse warrior. I like to get a little head start, so I push forward for my reverse and drop back. That left hand can go towards your knee, calf, shin, but be very light. You don't want to lean on your leg. All right, beautiful. All right, and from Warrior Two, Warrior Three, or Exalted Warrior, that's a reverse warrior, excuse me. I like to transition into side angle. So we're gonna shift forward and drop. And you can either put your arm on your knee or touching the ground, keeping that knee line. Sometimes we can move this forward. If I windmill the left arm and straighten the leg, now I'm in triangle pose. And while in triangle, make sure that you straighten the leg and not lock it, which we can have a tendency to do. Okay. From triangle, I do another rotation, and I'm going into a half moon pose. I know it's a lot on this side. I try to do everything that I can on one side and do the next. And the variation of half moon, if you have it in your practice, is to grip that top foot. Okay. So now we're actually starting to go into the balancing. So from here, we want to transition into Warrior Three, which is a balancing sequence. Keep your left hand down. I put my hands into prayer and hold. If this is not in your practice, you can always just lean forward and put that back foot down. And I'm working on my balance. So. From Warrior Three, I transition into a rotating knee twist. So I'll just hold this knee up. Oops. Okay. And from here, I come into tree pose. So whatever version of tree pose is available to you. I like the lotus, half lotus. Oops. Sometimes the trees sway. Sometimes the branches grow. Lovely, lovely. Whew, okay. That side is all accounted for. You might want to shake them legs out. That was a lot of work on that side. And we just want to swan dive down. Halfway, and then we're going to drop back into plank. And we will drop into a chaturanga. Feel free to place the knees down. Upward facing dog. Then we can rotate into a downward facing dog. To breathe. Okay, so Now with our left leg to the sky, I'm going to do all of that on the left side. Left leg to the sky, keep your hips square, and bring it between your hands. All right. So we're dropping the right foot so that the arch is aligned with the heel. And we are squaring our hips into warrior one. And I'm just doing 3 full breath cycles for each pose. We can turn into warrior two. All right. So now we're going to transition into our reverse warrior. So lean forward and lean back like Fat Joe. So now we're going to drop into our side angle. So once again, feel free to take it at the knee or drop all the way down. Hands to the sky, full rotation. And your hand can go forward as well. From side angle, we're going to windmill the arms, straighten the front leg, bring it in if you need to, and we're in triangle. Since we're windmilling, we're going to do another windmill, and we're going to go into our half moon. And it's just bringing that foot, that left arm up and slightly out. And this chair is right here, so excuse this half moon. I'm invading this chair's personal space. And if you have it in your practice, feel free to grab that leg. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now we are returning here to a warrior three. Hands in prayer mode or extended up or out. Okay, from the warrior, we are going to go to the standing knee twist, holding that. And another variation of that would be to kick your leg out and rotate, which is, as you can see, discombobulated for my balance right now. So I'm going to do the standing version. Okay. And from there, we are coming into a tree pose, and this happens, you fall out. It's important to maintain your balance, that you are establishing a firm root. So when I fall out, I do my feet like I do my toes, my hands, and I make sure that my toes are well spread so that we can get our foundation back and get into our tree pose. Okay. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're done. Okay, and so the next part, we're gonna just do a sky dive or a swan dive. A sky dive, I don't know where we're jumping from, but go down and halfway up. And put your hands flat on the mat, and we are going to step into downward facing dog. Okay, and this one definitely feels much better than the first one I did. Feel my hamstrings much looser. Now I'm going to roll forward into chaturanga. Hold plank. Sorry. Then I'll drop to chaturanga. Hold. Upward facing dog, cobra. And back to downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, we are going to transition into what I call the ab portion of the day. For me, my core is very important, so whatever I can do towards my core, I do. I like to start with what I call boat extensions. So basically, we are coming into this variation of boat, and we are just extending. So lowering, coming up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After that, I put my feet to the ground and just bring my chest forward. Just to get that inversion. Okay, now we will do upright bicycles. So basically opposite elbow, opposite knee for 10. And that's 1. Woo. Beautiful. Okay. Then we're gonna drop to our mat. I hope that I'm still visible. Okay. And from here, we are just doing extended sit-ups, which is a variation of the first exercise. So, bringing our knees in, extending out. Knees to elbows, extending out. Engaging your core. Okay, dropping your legs, nice. I'll just take a breath or 2 or 3 between each of these. Okay, now we're gonna do our standard bicycles. You should know these. We like to do them sort of fast if we can. So just like the elevated, but just from this lowered angle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. My ponytail is starting to bicycle with us. It's moving around with us. Okay. And now I like to do a bicycle with a leg extension. So it's basically that same thing again, but instead we're bringing our legs extended, so, and not as fast. Meet, drop the leg, left leg, up, drop your left leg, right leg, and rotate. And okay. All right. And for the final exercise in the ab series, I just like to do a full leg drop. So what I do is put my hands in a triangle under the small of my back, lifting those legs at about a 70-degree angle. I'm bad at angles. And just dropping it and lifting it for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. They're like Janet Jackson in Rhythm Nation. Whew, okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to just go into our cool down stretch. And since we're already here on our back, we've already sort of started cooling down. I like to start with our right knee, bring that right knee into your chest. And then you can drop your left leg to the ground. Lift up your head. Extend that right leg as much as you can. And bring it closer to you. And you can drop your head to the ground. here, you want to bend that knee and drop it to your left side. Keeping your right shoulder on the ground and look to the opposite side. Nice. Okay. So you want to take your right foot and bring it on top of your left knee, and then we're gonna come into a bind, or sometimes called the pigeon from your back, I guess. Hold there. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna do all of that on the opposite leg. So bring your right foot flat to the ground, your left knee to your chest. And you can extend that right leg. Lift your head, extend your left leg, bring it in as much as you can, and drop your head. Okay. You're going to drop your left knee for knee down twist. To the right side, left shoulder flat on the ground, and you're looking to your left. Okay, from there I'm going to take my left foot to meet my top of my right knee, coming into a bind. Beautiful. And from here, we are going to come into our Shavasana. We're dropping both of our legs, just relaxing. Our feet are turned out. Our hands are completely relaxed. Our body is just melting into the mat. And you can take your Shavasana for as long as you need to. At least 2 to 3 minutes is the preference. Remembering your original intention that you set. Reconnecting with your breath. Appreciating and loving yourself and your body for taking the time to come to the mat today. Every pose is a celebration. Slowly start bringing awareness back to the body, wiggling the toes and the fingers. You can make a fist with your hands and squeeze. Now you want to make a pillow with your right arm, come to your right side in your fetal position. Reawakening and rebirthing into this new version of yourself. Lifting up. And we can come into our seated position. I like to focus on certain chakras in my meditations. Today I will be focusing on my sacral chakra, also known as Svadhisthana. For that, there's a mudra associated with that, where we put our left hand to the bottom and our right hand on top. We're making a circle, almost like a womb. Our thumbs are touching. And we can just quietly meditate, or you can say the mantra VAM repeatedly. We can do it for 3 times. So inhale, exhale, VAM. our hands to our chest. And namaste. Thank you for taking the time to practice with me. The light in me reflects and honor light in you. Namaste. Thank you. We're okay.